Do you really think abandoned mental asylums on Halloween are just full of graffiti and rowdy teenagers? You're dead wrong. The real terror is lurking in that pitch-black silence where a pair of eyes has been waiting 16 years just to watch you breathe your last. Halloween, 2016. On the outskirts of Maine, the massive Blackwood Mental Asylum sat perched on a hill like a rotting tomb. For us local kids, it was the ultimate dare. Every year, people would swarm the place for booze, parties, and chaos. But that year, the cops weren't playing around. They'd bolted down heavy steel plates over every first-floor window. Total lockdown. My friends Riley, Carter, and I weren't about to give up that easily. We circled through the woods to the back of the building, dodging the patrols. Everything was barred shut, but Riley found a single window covered in old, rotting wooden planks. Carter and I hoisted Riley up, using his heavy boots like a human battering ram until the wood splintered and gave way. We were in. The second we dropped onto the floor inside, the air changed. It was stale and deathly quiet. Outside, we could hear the wind and the distant muffled shouts of other kids. But in here, it was a cold, hollow void. I shoved a piece of timber back over the gap so no one would find our entry point. Carter pulled out 3 flashlights from his pack. Those thin beams were our only lifeline. Our goal was the roof. We started creeping through the silent corridors, feeling like we were the only souls in the place. Eventually, we found a staircase and hiked all the way up to the 6th floor, searching for the access to the roof. If you're hooked on this story, hit that subscribe button right now because this gets a lot darker. We were halfway down a long hallway when we heard it, a heavy thud at the far end. We all snapped our lights in that direction, but the hall was so long the beams just got swallowed by the dark. My heart started hammering against my ribs. We weren't alone. Something or someone knew we were there. We started backing away, and since I was bringing up the rear, I kept glancing over my shoulder. As we rounded a corner, I heard a faint creak behind a wooden partition. I turned my head, and my blood turned to ice. A man had his head poked halfway out from behind a corner, staring right at us. The second I saw him, he vanished into another hallway. I yelled, "Hey!" and my friends stopped dead. I told them what I saw, and even though they thought I was just trying to freak them out, I knew the truth. We were being hunted. We finally reached a section where the floor had mostly collapsed, leaving only a narrow ledge against the wall. Riley insisted we cross. I was the last one in line. My friends made it across and started walking ahead into the dark, thinking I was right behind them. I was halfway across that narrow bridge when I felt it. A hand gripped my heel and yanked downward. At first, I thought it was one of the guys messing with me, but they were already way ahead of me. One hand was holding my light, the other was balancing against the wall. I had no free hands to fight. Whatever was down in that hole was trying to pull me into the dark. I let out a scream that probably echoed through the entire building. My friends sprinted back, and the second their lights hit the hole, the grip snapped shut. We heard the sound of something, sprinting away in the darkness below. We forgot about the roof. We bolted back down to the 1st floor, but in our panic, we realized we were lost. Every corridor looked the same. Every corner felt like a trap. I was terrified that masked face would reappear. And then it did. I was leading the way when I saw him. At the end of the hall, half hidden behind a wall, the same figure was watching us. But this time, I saw the mask, a twisted, rotted face that looked like it belonged in a morgue. We didn't wait to see if he was alone. We ran until we found that broken window and dove back into the night. By the time we got out, the Halloween crowds were gone. We hauled ass to the car and spent the rest of the night in a bright parking lot, too terrified to go home. Tonight, if you're thinking about exploring some abandoned ruin, Just remember, the graffiti and broken glass are just the cover. Behind those walls, someone might be waiting 16 years just to grab your ankle and pull you into the dark. Be careful. Are your doors locked? Check your window. Someone might be out there right now, wearing a mask, just waiting for you to look. How did you like this story? Have you ever had a run-in at an abandoned spot that you couldn't explain? Let me know in the comments. What other abandoned Maine legends should I cover next? If you liked this video, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching until the very end. I'll see you in the next mystery. Stay subscribed.